Hey guys, Brad and the Buff here. As you can see, I got my buff on. I'm ready to go and talk to you guys about what I bring as far as gear on a regular summer weekend hiking trip. Just going out for 3 days. It's actually September, so it's not summer, but it's still pretty warm out, so you don't need some of that heavier winter stuff. Let me go through what they call your big three, which is going to be your backpack, your shelter, and your sleeping system. So we'll start off with my sleeping system. I keep a camping pillow. Some may say I'm a softie. I think it helps me sleep. Sleeping is important on the trail. This is a 3-ounce Trekology inflatable pillow. Pretty simple piece of gear. I think it was like 15 bucks. Love having this. Really simple, really light. Totally worth it for me. I just got this in, and this is my first trip out with it. It's the Thermarest Neo Air Uberlight. This is about 8 to 9 ounces. As you can see, it's a very small piece of gear for an inflatable bedding. I dropped almost 20 ounces from my other sleeping pad. I'm really excited. It's pretty expensive. It was about $180, but very excited to try this out. What I'm going to use to sleep in is going to be this cheapo. I got this from Amazon. It's about £1.50 pounds, and it's a nature hike sleeping bag. It's only good down to like 60 degrees. It's going to be plenty warm enough that I can use this. Once again, this isn't my typical gear, but for a summer trip, this will work just fine, and it was cheap. My shelter is going to be a Copper Spur HVUL with Mountain Glow. I've had this tent for several years. This is my go-to. It's Big Agnes. It's about a $500 tent, so it is expensive. It's a 2-person tent. It weighs about 3.5 pounds with the footprint. It has never let me down. I love bringing this on the trip with me, but it is going to sleep 2 people fairly tight, and you're not going to have room for anything else inside of the tent. It does have vestibules on each side, so you can get a little extra storage for your shoes and things like that underneath. But just as far as a lightweight backpacking tent, this thing has been great. I picked this up. This is the Granite Gear Crown 2 60 liter. Really enjoyed this backpack. Because it's 60 liters, you can go for a 10-day trip with it, or it's worth it because it only weighs about 2.5 pounds to go on a weekend trip with it as well. Very lightweight. It's held up well. Very happy with this piece of gear. It was a couple $100, so it didn't just like destroy my bank account. You can probably find ones that are better, that are more expensive. But I've been very happy with this. Once again, Crown 2 60 liter Granite Gear. My water filtration system, I'm going to use this Platypus, the Platypus Big Zip Evo. I like it because it's got the zip top, so it's got a wide mouth when you need to fill it up with water. What I'm going to use to filter my water is going to be a Sawyer Mini, and I made my own little connection here so it quick connects in like this, and now I have inline filtration, and I can fill up my dirty water here and just drink it straight through. Pretty lightweight. I've only got about 7-8 ounces into this whole setup. It's a 3 liter, so I can carry a good bit of water with me at any time. Flashlight and cords. I bring a backup battery that I can charge all of my gear from. I'm going to bring my iPhone charger. I'm going to bring a charger for my flashlight. That's pretty much what it does. It does my flashlight. I think it does a couple other things. This is what people call their ditty bags. So I got my toothbrush in here. I've got a couple first aid things, some Advil, they're called stir strips, so if you get a big cut or a gash, it kind of acts as stitches. A little piece of rope. I got some seam seal for my tent, and some medical tape. So a little bit overdone, but I like having it with me. It makes me feel a little bit better. I only got like a pound of this whole bag. My toiletries, just going to be a shovel, some toilet paper, and a wipe. Pretty simple. I carry a couple extra trash bags with me just because they're useful if I want to use them as a ground mat if it's wet out, or some of my rain gear gets tore. I can always, rig this up to work just for waterproofing. So I always bring a couple extra trash bags. I've got my fire, extra fire stuff. I keep an extra lighter, some waterproof matches, and a couple small fire starters in here. Just break off about a half a stick per fire. Keep that over here. And also my water gear. I'm gonna bring like a side small water holder just so I can mix powders and things into it if I want to get some flavor. So I always keep that on the side. This has been my most recent MSR reactor. This thing heats water almost instantaneously. I've got another video with it, but you know, altogether it's 1.5 pounds. That includes the fuel that you keep on the inside. It just stacks right in with the fuel. So that's the MSR reactor. Has a nice top on it, a handle. My gear I'm going to make inside this pouch. So I'm going to get some of these Nor's rice or some potato. I'm going to tear out the top. I'm going to pour hot water directly into this bag. I'm going to stick it in here, set it down for about 10 minutes. It'll self-cook in here. And then when we go to eat, we are going to spoon out if I'm with a bunch of guys. And we're going to put it into our dishes from here. But this way I don't get my pot dirty and I just leave it in here. It self-cooks. It's real easy. My spoon, I only bring a spoon with me as far as gear. This is Finesse City. It's a titanium long spoon. Love having the long spoon so I don't get my hand all down in the food as I'm trying to dig it out. It's easier to stir with. Very lightweight. I like the finer things when it comes to camping. So I have a little tea bag that I bring with some chamomile for at night and some usually black tea or Irish breakfast tea for in the morning. Also love my coffee on the trail. I'll do a whole video about that. But so I bring this titanium coffee press. It's just a French press. It's built right in. I keep a little lighter on the inside. Also, when I'm not using it as a French press, I can use this as my cup. So I bring that as well. I'm going to bring a bowl and something to drink from it for my teas and things, so I can use either for either. A couple dishes there. I grind my coffee per serving because I like it to be fresh. Like I said, it's one of the best parts of backpacking to me is that fresh coffee in the morning. So I've got a grinder. This is about 8 ounces. It's a Poralex, and it does great. That way I can bring whole bean coffee, grind it, and have fresh coffee in the morning. My whole clothes setup here, I have a whole video on that, so I'm not going to go through it all. But and this is my pack cover. So because the weather's going to be good this weekend, I probably won't bring it. There's a few things in here. Some weekends I won't bring, depending on the adversity I may be facing. My rain cover is about 6 ounces, so it's going to go with my backpack. I'm going to pack my non-worn clothes are going to go inside of this. I just like to keep them separated. So I'll actually so I'm going to keep an extra pair of drawers and socks, and I'll probably just keep this in case it gets windy. Once again, I have another video going over that. These are my worn in day of packing clothes, so just short shirt and my boots. All of this all together is about 6 pounds. My worn clothes is about 5 pounds, and of that 5 pounds, about 3.5 pounds are my boots. So, and I keep my my rain gear, which this is an Outdoor Research helium. It's about 8 ounces. Altogether, all of my gear, if you exclude my clothes, all this together weighs 16 pounds. So that's what I'm going to have into the gear side. My clothes side, with worn and non-worn, it's going to be 6 pounds. 3.5 pounds of that are my boots. But as you can see, this is just a quick go through on what I'm going to bring on a typical warm weekend 3-day hiking trip. Check me out. I'm going to do a video on what the kind of food I typically bring and how I do that. But hope you guys got something out of this. I just got to find a way to turn it off. Hey guys, if you liked the video you just saw, please subscribe, click the bell so you can get alerted for any new videos that I may do. And check the links below for any information I described in the video. I'll try to put as much there as possible. Thanks for watching.